All right, welcome. This is Respawn 255. We're doing a comparison between the PS5 and the Xbox Series X/S. Cam's with me tonight as well. We do have the specs displayed on screen, but we won't really talk about them because, you can probably just read them for yourself. What we're talking about is just how good the consoles are compared to each other, because Cam, you own both of them. What's your first thoughts of PS5?
It's a little bit different to the PS4, which threw me off a little bit, but it was really cool in the setup, like transferring all the games and saves over and just seamlessly going into it and having the games updated for the PS5 is pretty awesome. For the most part, it seems really cool on the surface and a really strong, solid console. It's grown on me a bit aesthetically as well from the initial release photos. There were a couple of cons I noticed. The first one being when we tried to bring a few of the videos to the channel, it saves them all in a weird format. So if you're interested in putting videos on YouTube straight from your PlayStation, it might be worth making sure that they're swapped over to the
MP4.
To MP4.
Yeah.
And also the other one I found was that it automatically saves a 15-second video every time you get a trophy. So if you don't ever check your videos, all of a sudden you're going to have 10,000 videos of 15-second trophies you probably don't care about.
Yeah,
blocking up your storage.
Yeah, that'll definitely eat away at your storage. How much storage does your PS5 have?
The official specs say a terabyte internal storage. 825 gigabytes internal storage.
That's not bad. What about your Xbox?
The Xbox, I've got the Series S, so the digital one, which is I think 512 gigabytes, as opposed to the X's 1 terabyte.
So they're pretty on par with each other in terms of storage.
400 gigs extra in the PlayStation 5, but yeah, 500 gigs is not much by today's game standards.
Not particularly, no. User familiarity. You've owned a PS4 and you've owned the previous Xboxes. Do the consoles feel familiar when you load up the newest console?
The PS5 definitely doesn't. It feels a lot weirder. It takes a bit of getting used to. All the menus are in different positions, and it took a while to learn how to turn it off properly, as opposed to the PS4. Going through the menus, once you get used to it, it's pretty cool. It's not hard to use. It's different. The Xbox, however, that's almost identical from what I remember to my Xbox One. Unfortunately, that died about a year and a half ago in a storm. So I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, so when it comes to what they say, like the interface of the two consoles, the Xbox feels more at home.
The Xbox
initially with the then the PS5 is like, oh, this is a new console, got to learn where everything is.
Yeah, the Xbox definitely felt a lot more. Hey, this is definitely an Xbox, whereas the PlayStation felt like this is a little bit different. It's new, which is not a bad thing. It just takes a bit of getting used to.
This is one of your biggest ones where the PS5 won, and this is to do with the stock controller that comes with the console.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the PlayStation 5 controller is absolutely awesome, and I've seen a few people whinging about the haptic feedback on the controllers and how it's gimmicky. Honestly, I think it's really, really cool, but I could definitely see how people might get annoyed with it. So, as you're pulling back a drawstring in Assassin's Creed, for example, as you're pulling the trigger, you can feel the trigger gets tighter and you can feel the tension on it. As if you're playing racing games, if your brakes get damaged, you can feel almost like a shutter on the brake, on the L2 trigger as you're braking into corners, which is really, really cool. The Xbox controller, I was honestly wondering if Microsoft got their controllers off Wish. It is absolute junk.
Yeah, even the photo you sent to me, I could tell that the stock controller, it looked cheap and it felt very cheap as well. It felt like you were just going to cave the buttons in, just playing on it.
It felt like cheap plastic. You press the buttons in, and if you remember as a kid when you were playing Trouble to roll the dice.
Oh yeah, you got to push
it sounded like that.
Ooh.
It felt like that.
Yeah,
it's honestly horrendous.
But you ended up taking that controller back, and you got the Xbox Pro controller.
Yeah, I got the Nacon, I think it is, wired Pro controller, and if you haven't got one, it was $90. It was 35 with the trade-in, I believe. Absolutely awesome. It looks nice. It feels nice. The buttons feel smooth, so
So they've actually
Nacon.
made that one with a bit more love and a bit more quality than their stock one.
Nacon controller is definitely much, much better. Sponsor us.
Another big feature you've brought up with Xbox is its Game Pass.
Yeah, like I said before, I got the Xbox Series S, so obviously no disc drive on that one. The main draw card to me for the the Xbox was Forza Horizon and Forza Motorsport. So I wasn't too fussed about the disc drive in the end. If I could have got the disc drive, I definitely would have. But unfortunately, as we all know, stock's not easy to come by, and I happened to find some Series S's and I bought that instead.
Xbox has brought Beth Setter as well. How do you say it? Beth, that game?
Bethesda. So obviously,
Bethesda, that's the one.
Obviously, the exclusives are going to be pretty awesome on Xbox, but I mean that's all personal preference. I wouldn't harp on too much about exclusives because that's up to you as the listeners and viewers to decide which games you want to play more than what we think you should play.
How about recording on the two consoles?
The PlayStation's got some pretty awesome recording on it, just like the PlayStation 4 did. It's a very, very similar process to how the PS4 worked for storage.
Pretty easy to use.
Very, very simple. Like I said before, turn off the automatic trophy review save thing because I don't know why you'd want that unless you've got a channel based on trophy hunting, perhaps. Once that was done, once I turned it over to MP4, really, really awesome. If you see something funny that happens or a really interesting glitch or you're just really impressed with the moment, press a button, save, just like it was on the PS4.
What about the Xbox?
I haven't looked too much into yet. Seems like it's fairly similar, but just not for as long. Seems like the times that you can record are a bit shorter. But I've only had the Xbox for about a week or two, so I'm still learning all of the finer details of that one.
But in general, it seems fairly easy, straightforward to record.
Seems
off
fairly
the
straightforward.
Xbox.
I just haven't looked into like recording for an hour ahead sort of thing, which I'll definitely have to be doing for Forza because we'll definitely be having a video on that when it comes out in November. Something else I found yesterday actually was very cool about the Xbox was with the Game Pass. It gives you like a daily quest. When you log in, it gives you log back into Game Pass, get a trophy with Game Pass or something like that. And it gives you points, and you can transfer those points for Microsoft gift cards and the likes. One of the things I thought was really cool was that you could also exchange points to donate things to charity. So if you donate 1,000 points, you can donate to the Cancer Foundation of Australia.
Yeah,
just donate $1, which is
that's pretty cool. Any other like pros or cons that you want to mention about either console, just from your own personal experience playing through both of them?
Well, like I said, it's all personal preference of what games you enjoy. I really enjoy the Forza series, so I'll probably be ignoring my PlayStation a bit when that comes out next month. And I've been loving going through the Xbox and playing a lot of the old classics. Like I've just started up Fable 2 again, which is really awesome. And a few other Xbox 360 games that were included with Game Pass. Which, being the digital console and having Game Pass, it's not a huge deal having the no disc tray. On that topic, I think the way Microsoft did their digital version was a lot smarter than how PlayStation have done theirs. In my opinion, the PlayStation digital version compared to the disc version, the price just... The savings that you make over the digital version just isn't worth not having the disc tray. With Microsoft's one, they've made the savings much bigger, but you're also getting about half the console as well. So the Series X internal storage, like we said earlier, 1 terabyte. In the Series S, 512 gigabytes. But external hard drives, cheapest chips these days, it's not a huge deal. Save them on there, transfer them back when you want to play them.
So in final, I guess you'd say that both consoles are actually, neither of them are bad. They're all great consoles.
They're great consoles. They're both awesome. I think if you came into my house right now and said, I'm taking one and you have no choice, I'd probably give you the PlayStation though. That's just my personal opinion, and I don't want anybody to go out and buy the Xbox because I said it's better. I'm sure you won't because we're not really anybody just yet.
Yeah.
But make your own decisions. Don't buy based off specs. buy what you think you're going to enjoy. If you like Halo, buy the Xbox. If you like God of War, buy the PlayStation. Or if you want to play Miles Morales and pay $80 for a glorified DLC, buy the PlayStation.
Any last comments on either console that you think everyone should know?
No, not that everybody should know. Like I said, buy the console that has the games you like, and don't buy from scalpers.
Well, that's where we'll call it Xbox PS5 comparison. You've seen it here. We'll see you next time.